Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? How you getting it in? About to get in the fight. What's going on? What's going on, people? Today, of another day. Of another day that we call Sunday. Anyway, to being said, what's going on, people? Something came across in the news feed is reference to a transgender woman that was murdered. Now, she was murdered back in December of 24, and her name was India Monroe, and she was 29 years old. Now, the thing about it is, with India, let me just show you her picture. Okay. Now, in this story, is a little bit of a twist to it, only because there is another person that was actually killed with her, and his name was Mark Gray, and he is, well, he was 37 years old. Here's this picture right here. Okay. So allegedly, this happened in, basically last year, and she was misgendered as far as, the reports went out and stuff like that, and I put together what actually happened in reference to her, and also I want you to look forward to, well, not forward, but I want you to keep your ear open to the fact that someone said that they saw a woman out there, and she was sitting out there on the steps, and she was saying, "They're coming for me." And to me, I know that's some type of, thing as far as when you're black, when someone's coming for you, they're coming for you. Basically let you know that somebody's doing something to you. And to me, those are the haunting words, from this story. Now, allegedly they were shot, but like I said before, if this website is accurate as far as the information that I received, they said they were shot, but then all of a sudden I saw something that says stabbed. But basically, I noticed that when it comes down to this story, a lot of the news people are being very specific about this one. It's almost as if they're trying to hide something, or just basically, keep the case under wraps in reference to the, I guess, investigation. I'm hoping that it's investigation. Now, this happened in Virginia. Okay, I want you to check this out. Virginia trans woman India Monroe shot to death in December, misgendered in early reports. A transgender Virginia resident known to friends as India Monroe was killed on December the 21st in Newport News, Virginia. Though she was misgendered as and identified with her birth name, initial reports said that Monroe, 29 years old, was with 37-year-old Mark Gray, and they were both found shot. There was no signs of forced entry in the home. The Tidewater District medical examiner said that the cause of Monroe's death was multiple gunshot wounds, and they ruled out the death of homicide. The Report News Police Department said that the current investigation Monroe's death as a domestic incident and not a hate crime. Maggot Chanel was friends with Monroe and attended Monroe's funeral on January the 3rd. She said that Monroe was buried under her birth name and made to look like a male. Her nails had been cut. She wore a suit. Brittany Marquise, who attended high school with Monroe and knew her before her transition, said she saw a picture from the funeral and said gloves were placed over Monroe's hand as well. I know for a fact Monroe would not want to be buried that way, Marquise said. She wanted to have her nails done, her hair done looking amazing because that's what she liked. William Bailey, 35, told Mike Monroe, identified as a woman since the least 2009 through. He wasn't sure when she began transitioning. Marquise and Monroe was very petite and short, about 5'2". Nearly 2 years ago, they did their nails, hair together before Monroe went on a date. Marquise said that she did not know whether Monroe was open about being transgender with her entire family. Loved ones share farewell messages on Facebook. According to Stacy, the director of Virginia Anti-Violence Project, Monroe is the third woman of color in Virginia in the past 10 weeks. Two of these women were transgender women of color. Noonie Norwood was shot and killed on November the 5th in Richmond, Virginia. We're working hard in the community to support folks while also continue to work to prevent this violence from happening in the first place. Part of the work in the larger context is actively working against trans legislation, anti-trans legislation, such as the Physical Privacy Act that was introduced January the 3rd in the Virginia General Assembly legislation. Like this enforces the hate and fear that breeds violence against queer and transgender people in Virginia. Also, Virginia lawmakers pre-filed a bill which would not only make public restrooms a change in facility single sex, but would also require schools to out trans students to their parents. I also found video in reference to what actually happened and stuff from a news anchor station and stuff, and basically they're going to use the wrong pronouns, so they didn't describe them as, you already know, as male. But check this out as far as the story went.
In Newport News, what happened inside a home where police found two people dead? Tonight we're learning more about their relationship.
News 3's Brendan Ponton, he was on scene tonight. So Brendan, what are police having, what do they say so far about this?
Police say their preliminary investigation shows the two men knew each other. Right now, though, it is not clear exactly how, but many in the neighborhood are left wondering tonight what happened. Crime scene tapes surrounded a house for most of the day in Newport News. This morning, police they found two men dead inside this home on Langley Avenue, but so far no answers on how the men died. This is just being called a death investigation.
It's really crazy. It's outrageous.
Danny Noble knows one of the people who died.
My dad used to be good friends with him, and my dad's best friend used to be good friends with him. They used to always hang out. They go to Jeep clubs all the time.
Police say the two men knew each other, but aren't saying how. Officers also saying there's no threat to the neighborhood, where many are wondering what happened.
Unfortunate for things to happen like this, especially around Christmas time.
A family member called police at around 11:30 this morning, asking officers to check on the house. Inside, two people were found dead.
Now I want you to listen to what the person says who they saw on the steps that she was saying they were trying to comfort me. Basically, to me, it sounded like it was Monroe that was pleading what was actually happening. Check this out.
Neighbors say they saw a woman at the house who appeared to be very upset.
She was sitting on the ground in tears, just crying out loudly and yelling. People were trying to comfort her. I wasn't sure what was going on at the time, but that's just how things happened.
A neighbor said she had last seen the man who lives at the house on Monday night. She and others are hoping for answers soon. Police so far have not released the men's names. They're still trying to get in touch with their families.
As you hear it, it sounds like to me, my opinion, that India was saying they were trying to comfort her, and she came out on the steps, and basically they didn't say any more reference to the woman anymore. They started using the pronouns of man and stuff. You know, that's like a term of ebonics and stuff. Most black girls I know, when they say somebody's trying to comfort me, basically, you know, it just sounds very much ironic to me for her to say that, you know, and be sitting on the stairs outside, and the next time they turn around, she's actually dead, you know. All I can say is rest in peace, you know, both of them that's been murdered and stuff. And, you know, I was kind of hesitant when I wanted to put the guy's name up there, 37 years old, Mark Gray, you know, because basically they were both found murdered and stuff. So, you know, inside there was no signs of forced entry into the home, which makes me wonder, you know, what was actually going on, or who walked in and, you know, who saw something and snapped or went crazy and stuff. Because when I look into the obituary, it says Marty Gray, 37 years old, Newport News, passed away unexpectedly on Monday, December the 19th at a home. Mark was beloved. Blah, blah, blah. He was bright, shining down from heaven and no pain. The family will receive visitors, you know. You know, this says between Wednesday, December the 28th, you know, the burial was private. You know, it's just a lot more going on to this story than this being, you know, said and stuff. And, you know, all I can say is rest in peace on both of them. You know, this is horrible. Rest in
Okay,
peace.
you see that? You know, all I can say is rest in peace, India and Mark. You know, I don't know what happened with them, and to me, I feel as though, you know, when it came down to Mark's death especially, it was like an unexpected death. And, you know, 37 years old is kind of too young for unexpected death. And, you know, basically to reach that nationwide as far as people finding out about him, and, you know, with India, is to try to just blow up underneath the rug and not say exactly, you know, what happened. They basically were saying that they're not really sure if they were really out to their families and stuff. And, you know, when India died and stuff, they took her all out of her clothes as far as being female and made her back into, you know. So, you know, it's just something that, you know, went across my news feed. And, you know, as far as being with the wrong pronouns, as far as her life and celebration of her life. And, you know, I'm not feeling well, like I said before, but of course I'm going to get out of bed for family. My sister's been murdered, so I have to get out of bed. And, you know, her body's been gone too long, and of course she's been buried and stuff. And, you know, it's just coming out as far as now what actually happened to her. You know, I don't know too much more information in reference to this. So if you find anything in reference to these two people that was murdered, I don't know if they were dating, I don't know if they were hangout partners, I don't know if they were just friends, but I do know that they're definitely trying to keep her underneath wrap as far as the death. There's a lot of information that's missing from this story, you know. But anyway, that being said, I just wanted to share it with you. And for those who understand what I'm trying to do as far as my transgenders as being murdered and stuff, I want to tell you thank you. Because a lot of times I don't feel as though people understand the journey as far as what I'm trying to do, as far as make you see that these people were actually human and they need to have their life celebrated. You know, and I put down the trans lives matter and stuff, and people just coming at me left and right and stuff like that. You know, the thing about it is that I don't really want to put too much information in reference to this video, but you know, sometimes I get to a point in my life where I'm starting to get really tired of trying to be politically correct when it comes to people that leave comments on my page as far as coming for me. You know, I got into a big argument in reference to, I did something in reference to, did you know that so many transgender people that were murdered due to that via internet? And basically I found it very disheartening that so many people was unaware of, or should I say, didn't even bother to answer the question that was simply pretty accurate as far as what I was asking. Did you know due to via internet that so many trans women, you know, were murdered? You know, I want to find as far as exchange information. Did you know about this? You know, and it went all the way to the left, and I ended up blocking people and stuff. And then someone left a comment that they did know about it because they talked about it on the Jerry Springer show. Now, I don't know any time I saw Jerry Springer talking about transgenders being murdered. You know, and the simple fact of the matter, it was like, well, don't get no attitude with me because you're not the first person who would talk about transgenders. Basically, was done on the Jerry Springer show. As far as being murdered was the question. I didn't say Spartans taking up there making a transgenders entertainment as far as getting views, as far as exposing them for to sit there on a show where you're actually trying to beat them up while everybody cheer on because they don't understand and they feel as though you trick them, and this is the type of entertainment that you're allowing people to see, and this is what we are reaping those repercussions of what they were saw on the show. And when you are showing them this type of activity, when it comes to us, this is what happens. They try to beat on us and stuff. So if that's what you think, that that's where the transgender murder stuff started from, the Jerry Springer show, then clearly you're very much misinformed. And you know, I didn't even want to put this on this video and stuff like that. And I prayed really hard before I did this video because I really didn't even want to do it. You know, this gets really disheartening when it comes down to videos like this. And, you know, I get attacked a lot. And sometimes I think people really forget that I actually am a human being. And for those who understand what I'm trying to do and can stand with me, you know, and fight with me and hold my hand when I fall down because I can't deal with a lot of the stress of it, thank you for understanding what I'm saying. And for those who actually answer the topics
that I asked you to help me with understanding. Thank you. I love you for that, because you never know, dear, how much so many times I feel like I am alone in this journey. So thank you for grabbing my hand and saying, Raven, come on, it's okay. Anyway, that being said, I just wanted to share it with you. And I just wanted to, I love you. And I want to thank you for watching. Catch the Read.